Oh, the classics, Greeks, Romans, huge civilizations with incredible history, society, and of course, phenomenal buildings, some of which still stand today. These ancient masterpieces probably inspired neoclassical architects to follow the great masters. By the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to create any neoclassical or even classical buildings in Minecraft. Hi, I'm Dudok9 from the Build Like the Greats team. Today, we are diving deep into the secrets and details of neoclassical architecture. Neoclassicism gained popularity after the discovery of Pompeii. It influenced literature, theater, music, and of course, architecture. This style emphasized reason, order, simplicity, and civic virtue. It was also a reaction against the ornate Rococo style. For some, Rococo was just too much. New buildings copied ancient Greek and Roman features and became symbols of the Western, enlightened world. So what were these features? Follow me to my workshop and I break them down for you. The most important aspect of neoclassical architecture is symmetry and proportion. Architects believed order was key, and they stuck to it strictly. They borrowed proportions from ancient Greeks, creating buildings that felt calm, measured, and monumental, but without the drama. The horizontal lines are strong, leaving behind the vertical emphasis of earlier styles. Walls are emphasized, while roofs are often hidden. Roofs had very little purpose in neoclassicism, almost as if they were playing hide and seek. This focus on order also affected colors. Neoclassical buildings stick to a simple palette: white, pale beige, or light gray. Architects mostly used marble, limestone, and other elegant stones. This was very different from the ancient Greeks, who loved bright colors on their temples. In Minecraft, quartz has long been used to recreate these classical and neoclassical buildings, and it still works perfectly today. I also like using pale oak, diorite, and sandstone. Simplicity in color also meant less ornamentation. The focus was geometry and clarity. This came from both the intellectual dislike of Rococo and the influence of ancient Greek design. On facades, the most decorated parts were usually the windows, and even those were simple compared to Baroque windows. Columns were used, but only for emphasis, not as a structural requirement on every facade. Now, let's look at some unique elements of neoclassicism. The most recognizable is the pediment, which sits on top of columns and was the entrance to a Greek temple. Ancient pediments were decorated with countless statues, mostly showing great battles. In neoclassicism, pediments are simpler, just a triangle, sometimes with a few statues or even left empty. Another defining feature is the use of classical orders. Neoclassicism mainly uses the Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian columns, all from different eras of Greek architecture. Doric is the simplest, Ionic is more decorative, and Corinthian is the most intricate. There are also the Tuscan and Composite orders, coming from later Roman architecture. Tuscan is like Doric, and Composite mixes Ionic and Corinthian. Now, let's talk about windows. The main decorated windows were on the piano nobile, the first floor above the ground. This is where the owner usually lived. These windows had small pediments or lintels and a sill, often with minimal decoration. Other floors or less important walls had simpler windows. Doors, on the other hand, were made to impress. They were huge and heavily decorated, the only highly ornamented element of a neoclassical building. Another key feature is the dome. Neoclassical architects loved domes from the Baroque period but made them simpler and more orderly. They often used egg-shaped or half-circle domes, topped with a small sphere. Many domes were supported by circular porticos, adding to the classical look. One famous example is the United States Capitol. So, these are the most important elements of neoclassical architecture. Let's use them in action. Timelapse time! Here, I recreated the famous Villa La Rotonda from Italy, but with a late neoclassical twist. I used quartz and pale oak for the main facades, and diorite for extra detail. The base is simple, made from tough bricks. The huge stairs add monumentality, and the four sides highlight symmetry. I used ionic columns for the pediments. They fit perfectly. The lodestone helped me create a perfect circular shape for each column. The windows have simple ornamentation and small pediments, while the door is huge, made from copper, warped wood, and prismarine. The roof isn't too prominent but not completely hidden, like in late examples such as the White House. To honor the original Villa La Rotonda, the roof is made of mangrove wood and red terracotta. In the center, I added a portico and a massive dome, giving this build a truly neoclassical feel. The dome has an egg-like shape, minimal detail, and a small egg on the top. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Write in the comments which style I should cover next. I'm Dudok9, please like and subscribe, and have an amazing day. Goodbye!